Hi, it's Professor Monty. Let's look at factoring perfect square trinomials. Okay, so we've got two formulas. If I have something in the form of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, it's always going to factor into whatever a plus b was squared. And similarly, if it's a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, it's always going to factor into a minus b quantity squared. Now, you can FOIL this out, a minus b times a minus b. It FOILs out, it's going to come to this. So that is why that works. Similarly, if we FOIL this out, it comes to this. So if we memorize those formulas, sometimes they'll help us factor. Okay, so let me show you how those would work. So we're going to first look to see if the first and last terms are perfect squares. If they are, then we look to see if the middle term is 2 times whatever I squared in each of these. And then if yes, we're going to use the appropriate formula to factor it out. Show you what I mean. So we look here and we say, okay, is this something squared and is this something squared? And in fact, it is. This is x squared. This is 2 squared. All right, so we've checked our first box. So now we go to the next one. We say, well, is this, we've got a plus, so just pull down the plus. Is this 2 times each of these? 2 times x times 2 is 4x. Yes, it is. So it's in fact, it fits this form. It's going to factor this way. So the a was the first term. The b was this last term. And so it's just going to be a, which was x, b, which was plus 2 quantity squared. And that's what this says. That's what we do. Whatever the first thing was we squared, plus whatever the second thing we squared. And then it's that added together quantity squared. Let's try another one. Okay, so is this something squared? Is this something squared? Well, yes, this is 2x, quantity squared. 2 squared is 4, x squared is x squared. And this is 3y, quantity squared. All right, let's see. This to work has to be, well, it's a minus, so put a minus in it. It has to be 2 times this times this. And let's see, 2 times 2x is 4x, times 3y is 12xy. Yes, in fact, it works. So again, it's going to be something in the form of a minus b, since we have a minus here, squared. Well, a was the 2x, minus b was the 3y. That's my answer. I don't have to go any further. Okay, so that's the idea. One more example. Is this something squared? Yes. Is this something squared? No. 12 is not a nice square. It's the square root of 12 squared, but we want rational numbers, not irrational numbers. So I can't factor this one by doing it. It's not a perfect square trinomial. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to factor how I normally factor. Okay, I've got an x squared here. So the 12, do I have two numbers that multiply to this that add to this? And yes, this is going to be x times x gives me the x squared. Two numbers that multiply to negative 12 that add to negative 4 and negative 6 and positive 2. So it does factor. It's just not a perfect square trinomial, but we factor it. And notice what I did here, I could have done on these. Do two numbers multiply to 4 and add to 4? Yeah, it's 2 and 2x plus 2, or x plus 2 squared. This one a little harder. Maybe the formula does work out well here. We can't just say it multiplies to this and adds to that. We have to do more since there's a term in front. There's a coefficient in front of the x squared. It's not a 1x squared. But anyway, sometimes these will help. In this case, it did. In this case, maybe it would have been just as easy to do it that way. But anyway, we need to learn how to factor all kinds of things. So the more tools we get in our toolbox, the better shape we're going to be. This is just another tool. Sometimes it'll help you out.